What's great about all the pony model stuff is almost all of them, depending on who made it, all of the body parts are going to share very similar name conventions across all the models. In this case, Daring Do, if I were to go into body, and bear in mind, this filing how I have on here, it says Flexi's body, arms, tails, legs, other wings. That's not the way it's going to come default. There's a script you can download that just organizes everything. Otherwise, it's just one big pile of every single body part, and uncategorized, so like left shoulders, then the legs, back left leg, left knee, right knee, blah 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 blah. Tail 1 2 3, chest 1 2 3, pelvis, blah 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 blah. But regardless, they all share the exact same like sizing and naming. On all the ponies, the back left thigh is going to be called left thigh. It's not going to be like left back leg. You know, the parts going up the spine will always be pelvis, chest 1, chest 2, neck, and head. From tail to head, it's pelvis. I can show you over here. Check. Boom. On Daring Do, for example, it will always be pelvis, chest 1, chest 2, neck, and head. So that also includes clothing options. So if I bring up the Daring Do vest, which is right this item here on the left, it'll have pelvis, chest 1, chest 2, neck, shoulder, left shoulder, right. They match what the pony models are supposed to be. Sorry. So if you come over here and bring up the matching category for the pony model, see how on the vest over here it says body, and over here there's body. You'll notice that the exact same parts are in both of them. Pelvis, chest 1, chest 2, pelvis, chest 1, chest 2. These need to be lined up with the pony model and locked to the pony model. And the reason why is because if Cloud Chaser were to move her arms, you want the vest's shoulder parts to actually move with her. Otherwise, it appeared to be on her, but once she started moving or trotting around or something, they would just be, they just float there through the model and it would look like crap. So the easiest way to do it, if not really like the only way, it's the most direct way of doing it, is simple drag and drop. And you want to go from the host to the object, from the from the character to the prop. And this applies not just on like pony models, but also like on Five Nights at Freddy's models, or Team Fortress models, League of Legends models. It's all the same. It's a source filmmaker built-in function. And the way I like to think of it is, as far as remembering which one goes to which, I like to think of it as the hand grabbing the prop. So in this case, the hand being the model grabbing the prop. So the pelvis of the character, the hand, is going to grab the pelvis of the prop. And it's just drag and drop. And I'll put this little lock icon on here showing you that it's been locked to it. What'll happen now is if I move her pelvis, the model will go with it. The prop will go with it. Before, it would just be not locked. Let's do this with all the parts. Chest 1, chest 2, neck. That's all it requires. It doesn't need any legs or anything. And then also, I'm going to leave the arms not attached so you can see what I was talking about. Oh, William, I see you got a new name then. Anyway, was I, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, so I'm going to leave the arms not attached yet. I'll show you what happens when you don't attach all the pieces to it, especially parts that flap around a lot, like arms or something. So once you have them locked on, you want to zero in their locations. Right now, the pelvis of the model is in one place, and the pelvis of the prop is in another. And what you want to do is, since one is locked onto the other as far as moving around, you also want to zero their rotation and position. You want them to match. And luckily, all the really good professional equipment and stuff, like clothing and props, are pretty much set so that once you do that, they'll be facing the correct direction. When they build them on top of a base in Blender or something, so that they line up when they're actually rendered and input and brought into Source Filmmaker. So what you do is you grab the pieces that you want to do. In this case, it's going to be the pelvis, chest 1, chest 2, and the neck. Reply to this guy. And we're going to go over here, procedural. Make sure you're in motion view over here. This graph, not this chart area down here. I noticed it kind of doesn't always seem to work the same if you do it in the graphical editor over here. Because when you start putting bookmarks for where like key animation marks should be, things kind of go a little. When you start moving those markers around, they also start moving around on the actual timeline, so the character will start moving and the vest starts following behind way too late. It's not attached, it's just wrong. So so we have the 4 pieces selected here. We're going to come over here and we're going to 0. And what this does is it equalizes the location and rotation, which are the 2 pieces, in position and rotation of the individual pieces. So see how these individual pieces can be flipping flopping which way. Let's change this chat thing over here. Whoop, whoop, whoop. There, whatever. So now the main pieces of it, the chest, pelvis 1, pelvis, chest 1, chest 2, and the neck are locked together now. They're there. So if we were to start moving her around, let's just give her a super basic walk animation in here or something. Just give her a simple fly cycle and location or something. You see that the arms of the vest are still where they were when we dragged it on. Obviously that's not right, so that's why you have to make sure that you put everything, all the arms. This would, over here on the vest, would be the shoulders that need to rotate with the model, and the forearms. Sometimes if you have other clothing models, they'll go further, like they'll actually go down to the wrists and the hands and stuff. So let's real quick snap those on there. Like before, we'll go arms, extend, left shoulder to the left shoulder. Oh no, I misclicked. Loser. Left forearm to left forearm. Right shoulder to right shoulder. Right forearm to right forearm. Select them. Procedural, zero it out. See how they instantly snapped right to it? Let me show you that again, what happens when you zero it in. See? And now they're more or less tidally locked with the model itself. Yeah, you can take the model now, you can rotate it and do whatever you want with it, and they'll stay there. So we started moving her around. Or just individual pieces. If I grab her arm, it'll stay. So that's how you would go back and add clothing models or pieces or parts or props to an actual model, and not like Daring Do where it's just attached automatically by default.